Mars, the planet of motivation, passion, power, forward momentum, is moving into the sign of Gemini, the sign of the twins, the sign of communication and learning while trying to communicate and really trying to find two sides of the story. So both of these energies are coming together at the end of this week, closer to the 20th. Fun fact, this is a super long kind of journey for Mars right now, and it's sticking in the sign of Gemini with us up until 2023. It's with us for a long time. So this is a super long transit for Mars, as it also includes a Mars retrograde between October and January. So it is keeping in the sign of experience and communication until March of next year.
We know that you were born magical. We know that you are intuitive, and we know that you are brimming with everyday enchantment. Here at the Sisters Enchanted, we believe in intention, we believe in intuition, and we believe in everyday magic. Welcome in to the Expedition to Soul podcast.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to this episode of the Expedition to Soul podcast. I'm co-founder here at the Sisters Enchanted, Anna, and I'm one of our astrology teachers and teachers in many programs extraordinaire, as well as being the co-founder. Today, for our astrology forecast, we have our great friend Christina with us. Hi, Christina.
Hi. Hi, everyone.
You will find Christina everywhere in the hub that is the Sisters Enchanted. She is our student mastermind support Wonder Woman extraordinaire, as well as all things tech, and trying to keep Sarah and I organized as much as possible. So Christina's here today with us. Christina's like, yeah, I try to keep it together.
I try and keep it together best I can while holding my own life together. So, it's a fun ride.
It is a fun ride.
It is, I will say.
For any of you new here to the Sisters Enchanted, we are a very small team, and we're all a small team of like stay at home yet like working all the time moms. So we all have young children at home while we're also carrying around our computers, doing podcasts and and doing all things Sisters Enchanted all the time while kids, throw things at our heads.
Yep. Mine are watching a movie right now, so hopefully, I told them, I was like, you can have whatever you want, just don't come in here right now. You should be fine.
You'd be like, I'm going in.
I hope not.
Anyways, this is your astrology podcast of the Expedition to Soul podcast. This is for your week of August 15th. And so we're going to do some switcherooskies, changers. I'm going to do the astro forecast and give you your 3 tips for this week. And Christina is going to pull cards for us while we're chatting and share with you your card pull for the week. So as I said, this energy is for the week of August 15th. And we are talking about Mars, the planet of motivation, passion, power, forward momentum, is moving into the sign of Gemini, the sign of the twins, the sign of communication and learning while trying to communicate and really trying to find two sides of the story. So both of these energies are coming together at the end of this week, closer to the 20th. Fun fact, this is a super long kind of journey for Mars right now, and it's sticking in the sign of Gemini with us up until 2023. It's with us for a long time. So this is a super long transit for Mars, as it also includes a Mars retrograde between October and January. So it is keeping in the sign of experience and communication until March of next year. This will bring us an extended period of time with a strong desire to experience lots of things and to commute in all ways possible, because Mars just wants to bust down the doors like the Kool-Aid man and say, I am here. That's not what the Kool-Aid man says. What does he say?
Oh yeah.
Yes, that's what Mars is doing. And every episode, like wherever Mars is, it's in your chart. It's busting down doors and it's going, oh yeah. And then wants to like pull up a seat and chat about all the things it experienced while busting down that door.
I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be creative and it's going to be fun and it's going to be a learning experience for everyone.
There goes super optimistic Christina. No, it's true. It could also be like a little bit of a hairy situation in some places, depending on what's happening in your chart. But Mars is like the like quintessential fire planet, right? Like you think of fire and like motivation and movement and passion, and you think of Aries because you think of Aries. I'm saying something weird because Aries is also an astrological sign, but Mars is the Roman equivalent to Ares, the Greek mythological god of war. And so you have this very like this energy of the god of war in this space in the sign of Gemini that is like fire and air. And when you add air to fire, it can just become like bigger than life. It could become like an out of control bonfire that's hard to keep in. So that would be like the other side of what's happening. So like you're going to have a lot of motivation to go out and try new things, learn things, you know. It's a good time to have conversations with people who like really light you up, but that maybe who like aren't really strong in debating, you know, but like a healthy debate, like not somebody that you like maybe fight with. You know, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like if you've got like a mother-in-law or something that you fight with over politics, like maybe this is not the time to have like a discussion where you're trying to learn things. Unless it's somebody that you're like, that when you have a discussion, it really fulfills each other. You know, like it's enlightening for enlightening's sake and not enlightening for argument's sake. That being said, we do have some great tips for you this week because just like everything has light and shadow, that very passionate Mars energy, like I said, can be motivating and passionate, but can also lean towards, you know, a fiery, more combustive energy. In that Gemini energy, you can just as easily lose control as like really gain a lot of experience because Gemini wants to learn, wants to talk it out, wants to learn, wants to talk it out, wants to experience. Both of these, this planet and this sign, like want to experience things. So 3 things that you can do with this energy is make some clear plans and goals for this period of time and really stick to them. Mars will love it if you stick to them.
Yes.
Yes, this will help you fight the drive to experience and do all the things that you want to do and not to spread your resources too thinly and become distracted or unfocused because Mars does not want to be unfocused. Like I said, God of War wants to be on the battlefield, one goal in mind, and that's to win. So set yourself up for success to win.
Yes, I love that. Set yourself up for success. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Our second tip for you this week is to keep your communication focused, especially in formal situations like a workspace. So try not to let your emotions get the best of you or thoughts that you've been brewing on. Don't let them come out in a fiery outburst unless you're trying to have like a burn bridges kind of moment. If you are, then you might have the energy to burn some bridges this week. But if you don't want to do that, keep focused in your communication, especially if there's something on the line. Tip number 3 is enjoy the motivation to experience new things and just keep them in balance with your main goals and intentions. So you may get, you know, some wanderlust or wanting to do something new, but don't forget what your main goal is. Experience, but don't miss out on like what you were actually trying to achieve that week because Mars will be like, no, and then no.
So have an internal struggle.
Right. And some of this energy, like I said, will probably impact you for like a decent amount of time because there's a lot happening this week that is going to follow us along for many weeks.
Yes, this is a big picture kind of thing. This is not a very small kind of goal thing.
No.
This is all the steps you got to take to get to that big goal.
Yes. So it's good to keep in your mind, especially for this week, because that's when it's starting. And then when the retrograde happens around October, the energy will kind of shift again and kind of like have like the opposite kind of energy, or a more like complexing kind of energy. I don't want to say opposite, but might like make you see things from a different perspective, just for it to boomerang back around and then maybe highlight this energy again of this fire air energy that's playing.
Yeah, I feel like it'll make it more internal. Like it'll be like, all right, it's got to be all expansive right now. It's like, okay, reflect on what you did for a little while, and then go again.
Yeah.
So.
And don't say anything in anger that you don't want people to remember later.
Think about what life would look like if you had the foundation to do the shadow work, understand where you're holding yourself back, and the confidence to bring some everyday magic elements into your life, follow your intuition, and know exactly the steps forward for you. Well, that's what we teach you and more in our Holistic Witchery program. Be sure to get on the wait list for Holistic Witchery. It's the one class we think everybody should take here at the Sisters Enchanted. It has changed so many lives and is at the core of all of our fundamental beliefs about who we are and how we propel ourselves forward in a way that makes great change for ourselves and those around us. Check out holisticwitchery.com, get on the wait list, and we can't wait to welcome you into class just as soon as enrollment opens.
So, Christina, what kind of cards did you pull for us?
So that
words of wisdom like given to all of us Scorpio folk here who are like, what? We don't say anything that we don't mean.
I know. I'm thinking, I'm not guilty of that whatsoever. That kind of happened a little bit last night. So, so at least it ended in laughter. So I pulled 3 cards while you were talking, and it really is showing the duality in this, to where you have to really make sure that you're focused and you know exactly what your goal is, but you can't become too narrow-minded. So the first card I pulled, and that just flew out of my hands, was the Devil. So I pulled the Devil. So really make sure, you have your goals and focus in mind. You don't want to get distracted. You don't want to get too involved in yourself, too involved in this, because you're gonna end up overthinking it. You're gonna be so honed in. You're not looking around you. What could be, like you said, burning bridges. You don't know what havoc could be caused around you. So make sure you really have a clear focus on your goals. Keep an open mind. So she is the equivalent to what would be the Page of Pentacles, the daughter of Roots. And it's a very feminine in nature type card. It's a very childlike wonder, keeping an open perspective. Like she's climbing up. Those of you who can't see the card listening on the podcast, it's like a bear climbing up on a tree, but it looks like a swing. And there's a lattice going on. There's a little woodpecker in the corner. And she, the bear's looking up at the woodpecker like, what is this? Like the growth and the curiosity and that, like I said, childlike wonder and hope. Keep that perspective open when going into something, especially as creative as Mars energy, as passionate as Mars energy. You want to keep that funness to it, that open mind and that childlike wonder. So don't be an adult, but don't be too much of an adult, And the last card, the Ace of Fire. Inspiration will come. Fire will come. It will strike. It will be like, bam, it's Kool-Aid moment. Oh, yeah. It will come. It will come as long as you keep that in mind. Childlike wonder. Make sure you're focused. Don't get too crazy. Not too much of an adult. You're good.
What's so funny about reading cards and things and looking at imagery to spark what you're thinking, you're look at the hope that this bear is looking like. This bear is childlike wonder looking
she
at this
does
woodpecker. But I was what is that? What's gonna happen to that poor bear when that woodpecker knocks down that branch?
Gonna knock down her swing and ruin her day.
I have no idea that it's gonna pull a Kool-Aid man moment and bust through that. But then it maybe really will be like a swing, and then the wonder can continue. So.
I like that. Well, that is very true. If the Kool-Aid man, it's breaking down walls. So, it could break the swing. The woodpecker could be the Kool-Aid man in a little too much intensity and take down the swing. But then remember, it's a bear. They're tough. They're strong. They're a symbolism of strength, of wisdom, of ancientness. The bear will be fine. She's learned a lesson now. She fell down. She'll dust, dust itself off, move on.
There you have it. Christina leaving us on a super positive note. She's not letting any Kool-Aid man bust down her doors. Her foundations are strong. And we are ready. We are ready for Mars and Gemini. Come at us.
Yes.
So anyways, thanks so much, Christina, for pulling cards for us today.
You're very welcome.
And if anybody's wondering, I believe that's the Brady Tarot.
Yes,
this
is the Brady Tarot, the first edition. She's got a second edition out now that's got like black around the edges and they're slightly bigger, but they're still just as wonderful.
Yes. So there you have it. So this was our episode this week of the Expedition to Soul podcast, where we were talking about the week of August 15th and all things Mars and Gemini and Kool-Aid Mans. So we hope that we see you next week for another episode of the Expedition to Soul podcast. And we hope that everybody has an enchanted rest of their day ahead. Bye.
Bye.
Hello there, magic makers. It's Sarah, founder of the Sisters Enchanted, and I am popping in with some news. Y'all know we love astrology here at the Sisters Enchanted, and we love living in alignment with our inner selves and our values. And some of our values here on our team are around thinking ahead, simplifying, time management, and communication. And to live within those values, we're making a little bit of a change with the podcast. In the next few months, you'll see that the podcast is going to come from live stream replays, and we're going to have some bonus episodes still for you with guest experts sprinkled in here and there. And our Friday astrology podcast is no longer going to be public. I know. News is always, change is always, should I say, hard, but it doesn't have to be hard. Some of the things that we will do is certainly still give you some astrology forecast notes over in our Instagram stories. You can find them there, but our astrology forecast is going to be absorbed into our Enchanted Journey membership and is going to be in there. And why are we making this change, you might be wondering? Well, our astrology program is largely offered to members of our community, to members of our Holistic Witchery community and our Enchanted Journey membership. And true to our own aligned values, it makes sense to simplify and bring this into that program so that we can really focus on whatever it is that we are bringing to the masses in a big way every week. We teach astrology. We have a top-notch certification program, but it's certainly not the only thing that we do. So we are going to simplify for us. We're going to simplify for you, and we're going to bring this into our Enchanted Journey membership. But like I said, have no fear. There will be pop-up lives about astrology still because it changed my life, and I know how life-changing it can be for everybody else. And we'll certainly put notes here, there about on social media. So keep your eyes peeled for that. All right, y'all, enjoy the next few episodes because we do have them coming out through the end of August 2022, and we can't wait to get those to you. And until next time, I hope that you have an enchanted rest of your day ahead. If you liked this episode of the Expedition to Soul podcast, please rate, review, subscribe. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, it will really help us spread everyday magic, intention, and intuition to the masses and helps us so much as a small business. Be sure to hit that subscribe button on your favorite podcasting platform so you never miss an episode. There are new episodes every Tuesday and astro forecasts for the week ahead every Friday. If there's any topics you'd want to hear, anything you want us to dive deeper into, shoot us an email at magic@thesistersenchanted.com. And as always, thank you so much for listening and being part of the community here at the Sisters Enchanted. And we'll see you in the next episode.